Taurus, and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming back to you guys with a story time. But before I do that, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to turn on your post notifications so you can stay updated when I post a video. But let's get into it. So I'm a little bit in a more like homey, can't breathe for a second. But anyways, I'm in a more like homey scenery, I guess. Like I'm not in front of my dresser because I felt like sharing with you guys a personal story of mine. But in my bed. So yeah. Story time is about the time I kind of got harassed. Let me start from the beginning, where my day started, how it happened, blah blah blah, building up to this moment. When I get out of work, I go to a station called Dudley Station. That's the closest to my house. And I'd be like, alright, if the bus is more than 20 minutes, I'm going inside of one of the stores at Dudley Station, because there's a lot of stores in Dudley Station. Like if you live in Boston, you know Dudley Station. It has the little stores in front of the bus stops. And there's this place called Yummy Yummies. Everybody knows Yummy Yummies is the cheapest Chinese food out here. They food kind of good sometimes. When you hungry and you need treat food, they there. And their food is actually pretty good for $5-6. So, you know, y'all know y'all eat Yummy Yummies. But anyways, I went inside of Yummy Yummies, and usually I don't like eating Chinese food, so I buy like fried dough balls because they sell fried dough balls. And when I buy fried dough balls, I just sit there and I wait till the bus comes. So in Yummy Yummies, like the chairs are too close together at the front end, because it's like a table and then a chair, and then there's like a chair right in front of a chair. So it's like if you sit in the corner chair, like you get stuck in there if somebody sits in front of you, unless you're like, excuse me, or like you nudge past them or whatever. Like that's a tight space right there, so you get kind of stuck in that chair. And I don't know why I always choose to sit in that chair, but that's where I sat. So there was nobody in there when I was in there. It was just me and my fried dough balls and the Chinese people who gave me fried dough balls. Like, you know, those are my homies. They gave me fried dough balls. This dark-skinned tall man walks into Yummy Yummies, and he doesn't sit in the chair in front of me, but he sits in the chair in front of that chair. Like, you get it, the one across the table. And whatever, yeah, he came in, nothing there. We'll come back to him. Then this white big old man, I'm not even saying that in a bad way, but he was like really buff and big and like tall, and he was drunk as fuck. Like, if you've been to Dudley Station, you know drunk people and homeless people hang out. A specific group of people who stay in Dudley in front of the stores, and they're usually like drunk and homeless. And it's like, I stay out of their way because it's like, you know, it's not my business as to why they're there. I do feel bad for them because in Boston it gets really super cold. Like, it was really bad around the time that this happened. Like, it was freezing outside. So, you know, I feel bad for them because they're out there. But, you know, some of them do get violent and rowdy and drunk and stuff like that. So it's like, it's normal for me to see people like that. I don't react really quickly to them because it's like, it's normal. That's what you see at Dudley Station. If you live in Boston, you know that's what you see at Dudley Station. And he's like talking to himself and shit. And I'm just like, whatever, bro. Like, do you? The voices in your head are probably right. Like, who knows? Like, you know, I was like, do you? Like, I don't pay attention to people like that. I just, you know, stay out of their way. And he was like, oh, I know you. Like, talking on a wall, basically. And he's like, oh, bitch, blah, blah, blah. Like, you's a hoe. You left me. And some more shit. And I'm like, this dude really talking to a wall right now. But it's like, you find it kind of funny because if you live in that neighborhood, you don't think anything of it. Like, I know other people would be like, oh my god, I need to leave. Like, this man's crazy. Like, he's talking to himself, blah blah blah. But it's like, if you live in the fucking neighborhood, like I said, you don't think like that. You don't look at it that way. And then I guess like when my bag moved or something, like he heard it and it triggered him to like come towards me, because it's like as soon as my bag was like, he was like, and stared straight at me, and I'm like, oh shit, what did I do? This is where it gets crazy. This man starts to approach me and he goes, I know you. You left me and blah blah blah, and like he's talking to me, and like at this point, like in the corner that I told you guys where it's hard to get out if somebody's in front of you, like he was standing right here, my chair was right here and the other chair was right here, so I had no way of getting out. And like this all happened super fast, because it's like he all of a sudden he's right in front of my face and he's yelling at me and calling me a bitch and a hoe and saying that I left him and that I cheated on him and that I left him to dry out in the dark and blah blah blah. Like he was just talking nonsense. I started to get a little hot or whatever, because if you know me, I'm a very quiet person. Like a lot of people think I'm like outgoing and like I talk a lot of shit and like I be getting in people's faces, but it's like when it's a situation like that, like somebody I don't know, I didn't know how to react. I've never been in a situation like that. So it's like he's in my face and he's yelling at me and stuff, and I'm like, you need to back up, like you're a little too close to me. And then like I guess that routed him up even more that I said that to him, because he started to get closer. Like he was like this man was basically like leaning onto my lap holding me like this, and I'm like, bro, you need to back the fuck up, like back the fuck up off me. This man was like, he started to come up on top of me. It was to the point where like I could literally smell his breath from how close he was to me, and it was just so frustrating. Like I've never been in that situation. I didn't know what to do. Like I felt like I was about to cry from how anxious and nervous and like scared I was at that point, because it's like this man was coming on to me, and I don't know if I try to move away or like push him back or whatever, he'll try to hurt me. Like he's much bigger than me. Like I'm a big girl and he was way bigger than me, and he was super taller than me, because although I'm a big girl, I'm not really that tall. Like I'm an average height, but I'm not that tall. And it's like I just didn't know what to do in that situation. The story even gets crazier, because this man, the dark skinned man, stands up and he starts to yell. And like at that moment I was too like to understand what he was yelling about, but all of a sudden like I see him come closer towards me and he goes, get the fuck off of her. And I was like, oh my god, like he's defending me. Like thank god. Like I swear to god, I thought this situation was never going to end. Although it did happen really fast, it felt like it was in slow motion. And it was just like, I just felt a little bit of relief, even though this man was still on top of me, like holding on to me or whatever, because like he said something, like he tried to get into the situation and I wasn't able to get myself out of it, regardless of what the hell I said to that man or what the hell I did. I wasn't able to get myself out of it, and the tables were like screwed in, so it's not like I could push them or anything. Like, you guys, I was really in a situation that I couldn't get myself out of. He was like, oh, I'm gonna punch you in your face if you don't back up off her. And he's like, who are you to tell me what to do? This is my girl, she left me and blah blah blah. And I'm looking at him and he could see it in my face that I don't know this man. Like, this man is much older than me. I was probably like I don't even know if I was even 18 by the time this happened to me. Like I don't think I was 18 yet, so he could tell like I wasn't even old enough to be with this man. And he was like, no, back up off her, I'm gonna punch the shit out of you if you don't leave her alone, and blah blah blah. And it started to get to a point where like they were going back and forth with each other, still standing in front of me, but he was facing away from me just so I won't leave the corner. But he also wanted to fight back to the guy. And they're arguing and it's getting like intense and stuff like that. and I see that the people behind the counter started to like scramble a little bit trying to find like their phone or whatever, because I guess they were gonna call the police. The man that was harassing me, he grabs me by my hand and he's like, let's go. And then all of a sudden, as I'm feeling this man holding on to my arm trying to take me with him, the black man goes boom and punches him in the face, and he falls on the floor. Like, he fell like towards the table and fell on the floor. And then that's when I felt like I was free. I got up and I stood next to the door, the exit. He was looking at me and he was like, go, just go, like, just go. Like, he didn't even want to hear me say a thank you, nothing. He was like, just leave the situation, period, just go. I'm telling you, like, I never have been in something like that. Like, from what I've seen, the police came to the shop, and I kept myself where the bus stop was, because the bus was about to arrive as soon as the police got there. And I was like, I do not want to deal with this. I want to go home to my grandma. I don't even want to police report, nothing. No. I just want to be home. That was the story. That was the craziest shit that I have ever been through in my life. My point of this story is that, like, I never in my life would have felt like that man would have gotten up and stood up for me. Not because he's black, not because he was in Dudley doing God knows what, not because of none of that. Just because, for the simple fact that nobody in this neighborhood is the type of person, from what I know, to be like, oh, I'm gonna go help that person. Oh, I'm gonna go stand up for that person. I'm gonna get them out of that situation. I have never, in my whole life of living in Dudley, well, I don't live in Dudley, I mean in Dorchester, but I live really close to Dudley. I have never seen that situation when something like that happens. And I've never been the one in that situation. And I thank God for that man. But it's like, I also wanted to tell you guys, because it's like, a lot of people think that because there's like, especially in Boston, like, a lot of people think like the majority of people who cause situations like this are black people, and white people don't do shit like this. But it's like, just look at that. Like, there was a white man attacking me. There was a white man treating me some type of way. Like, that black man could have thought I was a white woman. Like, I look like a white woman, even though I'm Hispanic. And he could have been like, fuck her. Like, you know, a lot of people in my community think that way. Like, even us Hispanics think that way. Like, we think like, oh, they're white people, let them do whatever they want. Like, they treat people like shit anyways. Like, that's how a lot of people here view stuff. And it's like, that man did not give a fuck what I was, what the hell was going on. He was like, I'm getting this little girl out of this situation, because it's like, she shouldn't even be in this situation. And I know goddamn well she don't know this man. And it's like, I'm so grateful for him. I'm so grateful for the fact that he did that for me, because it's like, I never would have gotten myself out of that situation. Like, I swear to God, if he was not there, I don't know where the hell this man could have taken me. I would have had to yelled as soon as he pulled me out of that store or something, when he grabbed me by my arm. Like, I would have had to yell and hope somebody would freaking help me, because it's like, never. I honestly don't know what I would have done in that situation. It was a lot, you guys. It was just a lot. But that's my story time. I wanted to share with you guys, because I don't know, it was just a traumatizing situation for me, and I felt like that should show you that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where you live, or the people that are around you, or like what they may seem to you, or what their race is, or like even like what you know about your community, period. There are people out there who are willing to help you even if they don't know you, and they're willing to get into a situation for you because they see you in danger. Like, you know, Wish I could find this man and tell him thank you, because I honestly did not think I was gonna get out of that situation safe. But let's cheer up a little bit, guys. I'm glad I'm safe. It's been a while since this has happened. It's probably been like 3 years, probably two, something like that. It was around the time, I'm pretty sure I wasn't 18 yet, so it's probably been like 3 years now. But yeah, thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. We'll see you guys next time. I will be coming with a video very, very soon. And I love you guys. I said that already.